back. The doctor is in. We're talking kids with Lexington pediatrician Dr. Caitlynn Iddings. Today's topic is reading to children over the summer. School is almost out. How do we get these kids to read over the summer with all this nice weather?
I know, all the nice weather and all the camps and activities and screen times that's vying for their attention. You know,
Exactly.
there's just so much in the summer. Yeah, and so it doesn't have to be anything, you know, structured or stressful. The big thing that we always stress, even from a young age, is, you know, reading to your kids at night can go a long way. Even if it's just 10, 15 minutes, kind of saying, you know, the AAP does this whole brush your teeth, read a book, go to bed structure is what's recommended. And so making sure that, you know, every night you kind of pull out a book, read it for 15 minutes, reading that aloud, that really helps reinforce just language, that lets them hear your intonation. How are they supposed to read? It helps with oral fluency for these kids, right? And then having your kid read to you sometimes too. And I know it can be, I have, you know, young, early learning readers. It can be kind of painful. You're at the end of the day and you're like, they're sounding out every word, but that's really important for them to kind of be encouraged and you to be able to help them through those basic books too.
Right. And you know, we were talking during the break, there was this new study by Scholastic Kids that as kids get older, they like reading less. Like they were saying, you know, 70% of kids 6 to 8 years old, there's a 70% drop. In kids 12 to 17-year-olds, 46% drop.
Yeah.
How do you keep them engaged and how do you keep them like reading?
Yeah, and that can be, like I said, there's so many other things vying for their attention nowadays. And so one important thing that is, you know, modeling. So making sure that you're picking up a book and reading, letting them see that like, oh yeah, that's something my mom likes to do. That's something my dad likes to do. Making sure, and you know, audiobooks are fine. I always tell people, you know, if they have the book there and someone's reading it to them, there's some kids that struggle with actual reading. So that makes it not fun for them because it's physically hard for them to do it, right?
Right.
So audiobooks and kind of reading along are totally fine. You still read the book, you still experienced it, you still got to hear that, you know, all the different vocabulary. That's fine in my opinion. And then making sure that if it's a book, like you're reading it with them because you can then like kind of converse about it and, oh, I read this part of this book today. Have you gotten that far, you know? And it doesn't have to be some big long like book study, write a paragraph, you know, that's not fun. Kids don't like that. But
exactly.
They also have lots of great summer reading programs at your library. So reach out to your library. Books can be expensive, but you can get them free at the library and they can have, you know, all these different programs where it's like if you check this many off a month, you get a prize at the end of the summer. So that can help kind of keep them engaged and have a goal.
Now you do have the argument, there are some parents where they like the actual physical book, going to the library, the Dewey Decimal System, kids, it's a real thing. Really quick, physical book versus ebook, what do you recommend?
I mean, I think that there is good to both. Like I said, if it's a kid who really struggles to read, audiobooks I think are excellent, right? If it's a kid who loves the actual book, yeah, get them that physical book. I think there's something to just tangibly holding it and reading those words and experiencing it that way. So
awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, Dr. Caitlynn. And kids, keep reading this summer. Get outside, but also pick up a book too. We'll be right back.